Okay peoples, it's video time again. This time's a bit of a review for you. Before I start, don't worry, especially Jingles if you're watching, I haven't taken leave of my senses. These are in to replace at the moment the scanners that I had, 250 discharge scanners, and a few people have said to me when they've seen them running or heard that I bought them, do they really compare to the 250 discharge scanners? Well, I bought them on a chance, and to be honest with you, I was quite impressed with them. You've seen them in the gig logs that I've done, and that's what's caused a few people to ask about them. So what we're going to be looking at, I just turn the camera around, is these little babies. That's right, they're mini moving heads. They're 15 watt tri-LED, but they were advertised quite badly. I can't show you on camera unfortunately, but Tweedledee was stupid enough to stick his eyeball down one while it was running, and they're not a 15 watt tri-LED. They're three 15 watt tri-LEDs, which means no matter what colour you bring up, red, blue, etc., you're going to get 15 watts, unless you bring up white, where at which point you're going to get the 3 times the 15 watts, which when I went to school was 45 watts of white LED. So they're quite powerful. I was impressed with them, even with the colours. Like I said, you've seen them on the videos. They're made by QTX. You can just see there, and there, that's a little bit better. There is a focus on them, which surprised me for a mini mover. They're, as you can see, very, very loose to spin. On the front of it is your 4-digit display with your 4 buttons, menu, up and down and enter. That's not the part you're interested in. Neither is the back really, but you've got 240 in, DMX in and out. The part you're interested in is, do they compare to a 250 watt discharge? I personally think they do on the scanners. I'm not saying they do on the moving head. But what we're going to do, and I haven't tried this off camera first, is compare this little one here, the same one, as you can see, up against this one here, which is a 250 watt discharge. First one I came to in the store cupboard, and it's the Chauvet Q spot. There we go, the Chauvet Q spot. It's not the 150, it is the 250. What we're going to do is show you what this little one here does first under DMX, and then we're going to drop the 2 spots on the wall. As you can see, they're next to each other, and we'll see what the 2 spots compare like, and then we'll throw a little bit of smoke in the room, and you can see what they're like in smoke as well. Make your own minds up. I know it's a very unfair comparison before anybody writes underneath, just down there, where anybody writes underneath. It is an unfair comparison because you've got colour temperatures are different, you get a lot crisper light out of LED than what you do out of discharge, but it's just so that you can see a side-by-side comparison. Just looking then. No, I thought you could, the way it was changing then, I thought you might be able to see the tri-LEDs that are in it. Oh well, never mind. And before anybody asks as well, DMX that we'll be using is this one here. See if I can get a... Yep, there we go. It's Limelight, and it's Limelight's Verse. It's PC driven DMX software, coming off the dongle, straight the way down and into the back of the light down there. This is a light show that I had set up for a while back that I used. I just happen to know that it carries the mini movers on this light show, which, there we go, on the buttons, programmed up as mini mover, and it should also carry somewhere on there, it says hopefully, yes, there they are, the big moving heads. So we'll cut the camera get them up and running, and you can see what you think. Okay, then there we go, sat on the floor, fired up. You can see there's a little bit of smoke in the room. That's overflow off the smoke machine, and the other one is, unfortunately, just like Brian, I'm one of those nasty smoking DJs. Well, bearing in mind, as you can see, the lights are on in here. That's one hell of a big light I'm using in here as well. So it's quite bright, and you can still quite happily see the beams just being caught in the smoke or smoke residue, and bear in mind that's only cigarette smoke. Now, like I said, the lights are on. If we turn round and we'll pick up the gobo off the pattern it's pulling, there we go. Even up against that main light across the ceiling, you'll come and see it come through in quite a light colour. Just seems to be changing, unfortunately, as it goes across. There we go. You can see that it's quite bright, and that's in a fully lit room. I would say that compares against my 250 scanners quite happily, even in red, which is a hard colour for the camera to pick up and your eyes to pick up. They've got full DMX control. Can't remember how many channels. If we flick up to limelight here, just turn those off a second, and go down, select the fixture, there we go. If I display the addresses, it's 210 we've got on the floor, which is there. We'll pick him up. Shut down the fixtures panel, and we can open up everything that we can alter. Start off with the intensity, which gives me shutter and dimmer. Colour, as you can see, wide range of colours there it'll select that I've got on macros. The gobos, you can see the gobos there, and there is gobo shape on it, and there is a speed on the scroller for you. No, there isn't anything else. There you go. So you get colour, shutter control, shutter strobe, and your gobos, and you can see all your gobos there. So what we'll do is, if we take green, open the shutter, and bearing in mind again, green, quite a low colour, you can see him there on the ceiling, and we'll just look at the speed of that as we flick through the gobos. As you can tell, it is a gobo wheel that's in there. There we go, and the last one. And we can scroll it through at quite a speed. That's fastest. Coming down to the slowest, and turn it off again. Quick flick through the colours for you. Of camera's not picking quite too well. That is green, believe me. As you can see, red, blue, light blue, ultraviolet. That's yellow that the camera's not picking well either. Purple, and a lemony colour. We won't bother scrolling through the rest for you. Obviously you've got an idea what's there. Let's flick it back to white, which you can see there is a bright crisp circle on the white. And next what we'll do is we'll fire up the 250 next to it, and you'll be able to see what that's like in comparison. Okay, now as you can see, we've got the two fired up next to each other. There's a little bit of DMX jitter because I've been naughty, I haven't put a terminator in the end of it, but as you can see, lights on, just the DMX jitter. You can see the temperatures next to each other are very, very different on this one as it is to this one. They are both white. What we'll do is shoot over and drop the lights out. And again, now that's better, you can see the white on the white. And you can see them flicking through, but comparatively, up against each other, I would call those around about equal. Those are on the ceiling directly above. What we'll do is we'll spin them round, position them on the wall. Okay, again, you can see next to each other, that's quite a distance down the room. Still DMX jitter. Like I said, ignore the DMX side of the jitter. You can see the white comparing next to each other. The temperature again on the right hand side, which is the LED, and the left hand side on the 250 discharge. The discharge, as you can see, it's more of a yellow light than a white light compared to the LED one, but it gives you an idea. Again, it's an unfair comparison, but that is a 3 15 watt tri-LEDs up against the 250 watt discharge. And just to prove to you which is which, we come directly down. There's the big 250, there's the mini mover, and the biggest difference in these as well is the weight that they come in under. The mini mover is about 3.5 kilos. I can pick it up in the palm of my hand, throw it around, not a hassle to hang in a rig. The 250 discharge comes in at just under 8 kilos, which is a hell of a weight, to be honest with you, to throw into a lighting rig. Okay, then before we turn the lights out and show you this in smoke, just to prove we haven't gone crazy in here, it's my good lady there. You can see her in front of the camera. You can still see the computer screen quite happily. It's not exactly mad in here for smoke. Let's drop the lights out for you. And you can see what this one's up to. I come this side of it. It's always hard to film a moving head, especially if it's moving. There you go. Comparable, I would say, with the 250 scanners. Damn bright. And what I'll do is pause the camera, I'll drop it on the spot for you so that you can see what it's. Here we go, just flicking through the colours on the spot. Red's never good for it to pick up, but you can see as it changes. That is quite comparable to, I would say, the 250 scanners. Just looking over the top of it, up the beam now. I was quite impressed with it. Lovely when you stick them onto a slow movement. Like that, and just have them sweeping a room. Better with music, obviously. But we can also let it go at quite a speed and run through like that. Bearing in mind these are all DMX programs I've got. This is not the internal programs. The internal programs are much better. I prefer full control over it on DMX than the sound to light. There you go, peoples. QTX mini moving heads. That's better, you can see it now. QTX mini moving heads, run by Limelight Verse, and still, as you can see in the light, and that's full lights back on again. Focus, thank you. Full lights back on again. It is, I would say, comparable with the 250 moving head. Sorry, the 250 scanner. The 250 moving head, it comes close. Comes damn close. It's all down to colour temperature. I'm sure one of the light boys will right underneath, but don't worry, I haven't lost my mind. These are to replace my 250 scanners. I'm still going to replace my 250 movers down here with the American DJ Visi spots I've decided on. Purely down to the Cree LED technology. They are really comparable with the 250 moving heads, and the Visi spots have got that nice 3 and 5 facet prism in that I've been looking for. But we'll show you more. Oh, the random toe in the corner of the screen there. Hello, toe. Hello. No, that's not my toe, by the way, either. My toes are there. That's just the random toe that walks around the living room. It kind of haunts us. Anyway, go away, random toe. Thank you. And I've lost my train of thought there. The Visi spots. Going for the 3 facet and 5 facet prism Visi spots, and I'll do a review on those as soon as I get them. Practice and enjoy. Okay, just a quick thought for you as well before I finish packing up was I was looking for somewhere to store these mini moving heads, and would you believe, there we go, it's the Ariba cases. It's the AC135, AC130, AC135, there you go. Still got the label on, these turned up today. So it's the AC135, and they just, snug as a bug in a rug, fit in there. All you have to do is the packaging they come in comes with this part on top in the boxes, and if you just push your thumb in between, you can see how it's made up of sandwiched foam. You just push your thumb in between, just where the flat layer is, the first flat layer, slide it off, and then they fit in there absolutely perfectly, well and truly protected by the AC135 Ariba cases gig bag. And they come with the mini movers, these hanging brackets which bolt onto the bottom, bolts come with them, and the all important, it's the safety eye that screws into the bottom as well, so you can have them hanging upside down on a rig as you've seen in my videos, or you can have them flat on the floor or on a speaker stack. Because they're LED, doesn't matter about putting them on a speaker stack, you're not going to damage any filaments. And those parts, see if I can get a light on the camera, there we go, you can just see there's a zip pouch at the front, and they fit in there just nicely like that. So absolute cracking use. 2 mini moving heads, 1 Ariba AC135 gig bag, slides in there lovely. Got 4 of these now, and I'm over the moon with them.